Hi everyone, and welcome to this video Some Frontier video. My name is Jay Wakefield, and in my last video what we did is there we go. Sure, there should be a better way to do this. What we did in my last video is we installed a network interface controller and a Sound Blaster AWE64 gold sound card in the Packard Bell Legend 406 CD. Now, what I have done is I've actually put the machine back up. It now lives in here. Now lives under the desk. And basically what we're going to do is actually, we tested it in the living room. What we're actually going to do now though is test it properly. But first, what I want to do is introduce you all. Hang on a minute. Introduce you all to this, my new Linksys KVM switch. Now, I got this switch for about £25 on eBay, and it came with 4 cables, but it is an 8-port switch. Only thing it didn't come with was a power supply, which I was just able to use a standard 9-volt connector. Well, universal power supply. And we're all set to go. As you can see, the TV has come back on because it still detects a signal. However, well, that is just fantastic. What I want to do before actually switching on the Packard Bell is make a couple of changes. This KVM has an on-screen display, and you can actually name your computers, see? So I've got the Cube connected up. I did have this machine, the Compact Presario P500, no, Compact Despro, sorry, P500, and the blue Packard Bell iMedia. Now, most of these machines are still connected up, but I've switched over the Compact for the Packard Bell. Whoops. So what I want to do is edit the name. So I want to go okay, it looks like I'm going to have to do, so I might have to obviously I believe being a Linksys, this switch is for servers, so I've selected the Packard Bell Legend 406 CD from the KVM. Now if all is well, nothing. Okay, I know what's went wrong. So when I plugged in the machine and moved it back, well, I had the machine kind of facing sideways to plug all the connections in. When I turned it round to face the right way, I knocked the plug out the back, so that's why I was getting no power. Anyway, so everything's been detected, so that only thing wrong is my actual mouse isn't getting power. So I'm pretty sure I've probably done the same thing here as well. Hang on a minute. Okay, so that was strange. I had to switch on the cube for the mouse to get power. But luckily, the KVM actually will register a mouse even if there's not one plugged in to the actual KVM, because obviously there's a USB 2 port that goes to the computer from the KVM, which is brilliant. Okay, so now I have a CD with Sound Blaster drivers and some other good utilities. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drop that in. Probably going to end up giving this machine a good kicking. It's not what I want to do. So what I'm going to do, hey, I'm pretty sure I set this screen to 4:3. What gives? Have I set it to that on the telly box? There we go. Like I said, I'm pretty sure there's a better way of doing this. Because I know on a lot of TVs there's a wide button that you can just hit. Oh yeah. It's here. You just go to Tools, and then you've got your picture size. You can select 16:9:43. I mean, this kind of shows that it's a TV, kind of before a monitor, because I mean it's like you know, some monitors like my Hewlett Packard, which is connected to the Shetrock. Why is this disabled anyway? I want to know this. Right, okay. Sort that out. Okay. Hopefully now I'll be able to get some drivers running. Sound and video game controllers. And what I'm going to do... Adlib. Those were the days. There we go. You've made changes. Okay. What I can do is I can just hit the reset button. Sorry about this video. I mean, it's unfortunately, you know, kind of where I'm sat with this computer, there is no way that I could fit a tripod unless, you know, I kind of mounted something on the wall. Obviously, in ideal circumstances, I would love to do that. Or get one of the, oh, crevens, what are they called? Is it AWE game capture box thingamajigs? And just kind of put it between the Packard Bell and the monitor. And just kind of capture that to a... Okay, fingers crossed. Okay, fingers not crossed. Also, I need to kind of auto-adjust this. There we go. Oh yeah. Would actually also help. Would it? If I actually just... Do you know what? Let's just start again with the installation. This is how not to install a sound card. You're supposed to uninstall the other drivers first. Which on my Compact Desk Pro EN, I actually did that successfully. While I'm doing that, let's delete that. And then what I'll do is I'll restart Windows. And then what should happen now is the new hardware wizard should come up. If you remember, I just kind of cancelled it before. I always wondered why the Packard Bell logo would disappear. This one doesn't have any fancy things like the animated Packard Bell logo of the 486 days, or the one that fades out on the PB600 board. But then again, I mean, I like the Hillary board. I've got really nothing against it. Oh yeah! We have sound! Oh yeah! We're up and running! What on earth did I install by 7th level? Oh, Tuneland. L2000 recipes, click and play, main, Maxis. I've installed loads on here. But there's still more to install as well. I have... see this? I mean, I've got all the DOS apps as well. So I might, you know, install that. Tell you what I will do. Install the wavetable upgrade. I'm really happy about that. And what I've done to act as a phono to headphone cable is, see, I had a Nokia N95, and I was just kind of searching through all my cables, and I actually found this. A cable that connects a Nokia N95 through the 3.5-inch port to the television. And I just kind of figured that the audio part in the back of this TV would just kind of lock onto the left and right channels and just, you know, completely disregard the video contact. And, you know, that's what it's done. I did test it out with my living room TV, room TV's phono audio output that normally would go to, you know, my stereo. You know, I ran it through my Dell Latitude C640 through the microphone part. Do I want to install? Go on in. Creative CD. Oh no, it's not on C. It's not on D. It's here. Sample file not found. Oh, you. Okay, and just, you know, while I've got this computer running, what I will need to do is check to see if the audio discs work. So, those of you who watch my show on Rockin' Waves Sunday nights, 5 to 7 Eastern Standard Time, 10 till 12 my time, will know that I have a section in the show called Celtic Corner, where I play songs that pay homage to, you know, music from the Celtic nations, Scotland, Ireland, Wales and France. And these guys have often featured. In fact, I use this CD, the very best of the Dubliners. Now, I'm not going to play like a full track because the copyright mafia will come knocking on my door. However, what I do plan to do after installing this guy is I actually plan, goodness, if you can install all the software, why not? Seriously. If you've got a good sound card in your system, you know, you should expect a start menu full of software applications that screams, "Hey, this computer's got a really good sound card." I even had Billy admit that one of his Packard Bells could probably use a sound upgrade. And he's often been it, you know, oftentimes he's generally been, you know, some sort of a naysayer towards all this. You know, saying that, you know, it kind of detracts from the Packard Bell experience, and I kind of guess it does. I really do hope I've connected the sound card to the right cable. If not, I'm going to look like a pure E-jet, so I am. It's nice to have this system working really quite well. Tell you, it's the difference between cheap and expensive KVM switches can really, you know, do wonders for your computing experience. Yes!
In Dublin's fair city, where the girls are so pretty, I first set my eyes on sweet Molly alone, and she wheeled her wheelbarrow through the streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh.
There we go, that works. And there goes any possible revenue stream from this video, because it's, I acknowledge that this has got matched third-party content, and I do not own the copyrights to this record, and I urge you guys, and I'm not saying this just to try and be on side with YouTube, I genuinely mean it. The very best of the Dubliners, I urge you, go and buy this CD. It is amazing. Seriously, buy it. After this video, go and buy it. Just seriously. I don't know why I always do this. I always start at work. Anyway, here's something I've been really, really, really dying to do ever since I got this sound card going. I want to do the Canyon test. I really, really, really want to do the Canyon test. Let's see how well it is. I mean, well, first of all, I want to see what the MIDI's set to. The original Packard Bell sound card uses FM synthesis. This one uses wavetable. So this is very un-Packard Bell-like. What's going to come out? This sounds amazing. Guys, this sounds amazing. Wow. Wow, 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 that sounded nearly as good as, if not the same as my Audio Vortex 2. Wow, wow. Oh, wow. I don't care what you say, that, oh, just a shame that they don't build sound cards like they used to do. Isn't that right, eh, sound recorder? Ken this? I plugged this into the wrong cable. Well, let's just check it out. I knew I had to make one mistake. Come on. What? I don't get it. Windows. You can record from everything all at once in Windows 95, can you? Nope, that's this. Nothing's happening. Oh well. I just have to kind of go round back and just kind of unplug it and plug it in elsewhere. In fact, let's do that now, if I can reach. Oh, there we go. There we go. Yep, that works. Now I can use a Spider-Man cartoon maker on my official Packard Bell microphone. Look at that. So even if I'm not using an official Packard Bell sound card, I at least have the microphone. And I'm just thinking, isn't that at least something? My answer? Why, yes. Yes, it is at least something. Just need to, find a place to get it all nicely, set up. There we go. I think while we're at it, what I'll do is I'll try some DOS games out. Because I know there's a couple that didn't work. I'm going to need to go into setup here. Sound setup, sound effects device, sound blaster. Can go sound blaster. Working absolutely brilliantly. Excellent. See, I mean, this I don't get. Oh wow, that actually has sound effects. Look, listen to this. These all have sound effects. I'm gonna play as Tigi. I like playing as a tiger. I've said this before, I'll say it again. How on earth? 6 horsepower engines. Lovely. Oh wow! Completely changes the game when you actually have access to sound. Oh yeah. See now this is why I upgraded the sound card in here. And I would have been too, you know, I would have been happy with the Aztec. You know, I mean, I'm really glad I got the I'm really glad I got the AWE64, but I mean, it's, you know, it's not just there for me to indulge in sound mastication. It's literally there, you know, so that I can actually play games. Shut up, you. It's literally there so I can actually play games and get, you know, the full sound effects. Because, I mean, while Aztec Washington cards work for all the Packard Bell preloaded stuff, they don't necessarily do well in DOS. Doesn't offer full compatibility with really, well, anything. I mean, yeah, oftentimes you can get musics, but yeah, you kinda get sounds. Oh, and I've got to take umbrage as well at the way MIDI sounds in DOS on the Aztec Washingtons. It sounds terrible. I don't know. See if I can lap this guy. Oh yeah. So that works. Whoops. So, no, don't want to race the next track. Yeah, okay. Turns out I don't have the full version of Wacky Wheels. S-House, I think this was one that that I could not get the sound working, even though I should have been able to. And this is what I don't get. Oh right, okay, it doesn't do it. Okay, MCGA, EGA, sound system, sound blaster, exit. What? File could not be created? Hang on a wee minute. Oftentimes some of these things are... Yep, I thought it. Gotta watch when manually copying stuff from CD, because it'll retain the read-only option. There we go. I've actually got everything going. So now, whoops, I am going to have to change, I realise I am going to have to change the double tap on control. So I think I'll do that the new. Scroll lock sounds like a good combination. I can't play this game. There you go. That, whoops. Whoops. Well, that works, but I'm just no good at it. What about throttle? I don't think this is what I think it is. Oh. Home Alone. What about PGA Golf? I mean, that chooses what it wants. This will actually start in DOS. Ah, nice. Sometimes it'll play through PC speaker, sometimes it'll play through the sound card. Name of player. Jay. There's already a player called Jay. Practice. Okay. Human. Load player. J. Amateur T's. Okay, so it's using PC speaker. I'm pretty sure on this, this was one of the games that did actually work on this sound card. Save game before exiting. No. There we go. Now it's going to boot back into Windows. Commander Keen. And, oh, Crevens. Now, Doom was one of the ones that didn't work, and that is known not to work with the Aztec Washington. So let's have a wee look about setting that up. See, sound card. Select music card. Love the colours in this setup, by the way. Wave Blaster. Sound Blaster. Here we go. I don't know if these are the settings. Obviously not. Whoops. Okay. Let's sort this out. Boof. Because it's better than me trying to make sound effects. Right. I mean, I can always find out what IRQs a sound card is using by going to the device manager. This is what makes Windows 95 brilliant. Driver, settings. Okay, and IRQ5, DMA1, 1 and 5. Okay. Okay, let's say Sound Blaster 220. IRQ5. See, I set this. I actually set this. I don't know what on earth is going on here. Graphic detail high, screen size, sound volume. So unless it's actually doing the whole read-only thing, which it could quite easily be doing. So let me just check all that. So I'll select all. See that? But I mean, you're probably thinking, oh well, you know, I probably could have got my sound card working, you know, had I actually unchecked a few options. For some games, yes. For Doom, I know this not to be true. Because, you know, in the past I've actually installed this from floppies. There we go. Can actually enjoy the music and the sound in this game now. Although it does appear to be using FM synthesis. And yes, I know I got given a complete row for not being able to pass the first room. You know, I am visually impaired, and you know, I really do not take kindly, you know, to people commenting on my gameplay. You know, especially when I'm not given, you know, my concentration. That's, you know, my all. You know, I'm not. I am not the bloomin' lazy game reviewer, Ken. That said, is there a jump button? Ah, here we go. Okay, maybe not. I did manage to make it. There we go. There we go. Oh, I tell you, it's so satisfying to actually play this with actual gun sounds, you know? See, I've shot him point blank, and that, if you ask me, is a terrible place to be shot. There we go. Do 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 do. What on earth? They actually try to speak. Whatever they're trying to speak, it sounds kind of Latin. I've never noticed that before, probably because I've never had proper sound in Doom 3D. And I've got to be honest though, I was really very surprised that my ThinkPad 390, which, you know, I got a couple of weeks before the Packard Bell arrived. Oh, wait. Yeah, exactly. Since when did I say it was okay to try and kill me through the bars? Whoops. Hey, I was just getting into that. So sometimes it's better to not have a Windows 95 keyboard. I've actually... Okay, well I've not got any secret items, but I'll tell you what, I've actually made it out of the first room. So... There we go! You know, and I do... Oh, definitely going to spend some time on this now. Oh, I tell you, you know, I've had this sound card running what? According to my phone, it's been about 30 minutes. And I am so glad. I am so glad that I did it. What on earth? It's kind of like a Duke Nukem thing. I'm so glad I did it. Tell you. I mean, had it been an 822, you know, I wouldn't have done it. But, you know, it's my Legend 406 CD. And like I said, I mean, I bought this with the intention of using it as a DOS gamer machine. And, you know, for the first time, ken this, I'm actually glad. Because I can actually use it for its intended purpose. You know, enjoy full sound. You don't know what it means. It's just, you know, something so simple as having, you know, a sound of a gunshot go off when I actually shoot off a gun. You know? And no, that does not mean I wish to join the National Rifle Association, because I don't. Partly because I'm not an American, but mostly because I believe that, you know, gun violence should basically be left to video games. You know? Hasta la Windows 7. I mean, Vista. There you go. Now, knew you did, Ken. There we go. And that says Quit Wolf. And one last bit of software that I think we're going to use is, before I end this video, because I mean, literally I'm running out of battery. Oh, and I've already reset the read-only on this. As Duke Nukem 3D, and once again, I'm actually going to have to redo it. Tune mode VGA compatible. Yep, VESA mode. Don't need to do anything about that. Digitized sound. Sound Blaster AWE32. Music off. Save changes and quit. I do believe this card is backwards compatible. So there is sound, but it's barely audible. Duke talk. Yeah, piece of cake. Okay, I guess it's time to start playing Duke Nukem. There we go. Oh, so there you go. There's a movie theater. Let's go and see what's on. Well, I found a crouch key. There's Z. And there's jump. Hang on. Why does he sound like a horse when he's touching down? Sounds like a horse galloping. 3D realms. You had one job! Sounds like a horse. Aw, yeah. Perhaps I should stop shooting all my ammo. Oh, here we are. It's, See, I really do need to be able to play, you know, two-handed. But, excellent. Brilliant. So everything is all set up. And that just about does it for me, for tonight, for this video. Thank you for watching. If you liked what you saw, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. If you've not already done so, instructions on how to do so will follow. If you've not already been to my channel and had a look at my previous videos, please feel free to do that as well. And I hope to see you all next time. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video.